It's been called an absolute utter disgrace and an affront to our gracious Majesty the Queen. What are we talking about? Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the very heart of London. We're careering towards, of course, the Platinum Jubilee celebrations. Can't believe we've almost got here now. I don't know about you, but the time just goes so quickly, doesn't it? And when you think about it, we spoke at the very beginning of it all, way back in February, in the freezing weather, do you remember? And I was saying, well, don't worry, it'll be boiling hot when we get to June. Fingers crossed we're having great weather now. And of course, if you are coming over to London, I really just want to alert you to this particular ongoing battle, because it could affect you if you are planning to come over here to help celebrate a wonderful event like the Platinum Jubilee. This all centres upon, of course, our very own Transport for London, who announced that they are planning to have tube strikes and full strikes across the network, particularly on the stations that are closest to the palaces, Buckingham Palace, St James's Palace and the Mall. So these are the areas, of course, that if you were coming to London, you would want to get off at. Now, Transport for London are claiming that they will do their very best to make this work and get round it over this particular period. And as we're recording this right now, that may be the case. What's interesting to note, though, as ever, our Mayor of London is the man in charge of Transport for London, and he famously said when he was re-elected as Mayor that there wouldn't be any more strikes on the tube, certainly not on his watch. Well, as it's sort of been proven, even he can't stop this ongoing battle. Now, allegedly, it's all to do with the manager at Green Park Station, and they don't like him. He's been something of a difficult person to work with or whatever. So apparently if his removal was sorted out, then all things will be put back together. Over here, let me tell you, things are really taking a turn for the worse, because a lot of the tube staff are very concerned about negative publicity and, of course, dare I say, violence towards them, because this is a huge event for London, for the world, and would look very, in bad taste if people couldn't get around, of course, our wonderful capital city. A lot of you have already been in touch asking me, is this true? What can we do? The only thing I could suggest is that you get a firm pair of walking shoes, because whichever way you look at it, it's going to be a bit of a battle getting round on those days and setting off well in advance. I would not suggest that you take black cabs, they're very expensive, and Ubers will be impossible to get around also, because they just get stuck in traffic. Those other things with the cycles, I wouldn't bother either. They put their money up. So the best thing you could do is possibly either rent one of the cycles if there's any left in the lanes. Be careful if you're doing that though. Or those new electric scooters. Will I be doing that? Don't be ridiculous. I'll have to walk everywhere. But on a serious note, I will keep you updated if this particular story develops any further. And for those that are coming over, do look out for yourselves, do look after yourselves, and remember, keep safe, because on that particular 4 days, it will be a very busy Buckingham Palace and Mall. And watch your handbags, and fellas, watch your wallets. As ever, when I know more, you'll know more. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.